Hey everyone, we are going to work on volume now. So I'll give you a hint that probably we're going to have a bonus volume question on our final exam. Okay, so, and it will probably be over cylinder or cone. Okay, so the formula, it's the same cylinder with prism, cone with pyramid. It's still big BH, it's just one that we use with a circle instead, okay? So nothing tricky, but it will be a bonus because this is an 8th grade concept. So I hope you can get it correct, okay? So let's look at our practice sheet. 5V method. So V, 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 V. And I'm going to put my last V over here. And I'm going to go on and put centimeters cubed, just so that I have some workspace. Okay. So first of all, what kind of prism is this? And hopefully you know it is a triangular prism, right? So I'm going to outline the base. Remember, the base is not what it is sitting on. The base is how you name it. This is a triangular prism. Okay. So formula, V equals big BH. And remember, big B means area of base. Okay? So, what is the shape of the base? Triangle. And remember, we put H after it. And I hope you remember this H, remember, this is the prism height. This is the prism height. What is the prism height? Well, the prism height connects the two triangles. So this is the prism height. Okay, just so you know. So then, when we come down here, we want to use the formula for area of the triangle. Okay? So I'm going to go over here, triangle, half BH. Don't put A equals, okay? Because we're basically, in this case, big B is like A. So we're subbing the area for the formula, which is half BH. And remember, this H is different than this H, okay? This H comes from the triangle. Right? So let's plug in our numbers. Half. Only look at the triangle. Here's my triangle. What numbers do I need? I need a base and a height of the triangle only. Hopefully you know it's 6 and 3 because there, my friends, is the right angle. Okay? Half BH. So base is 6, height is 3, okay? Now remember, this outside H is the one that connects the two triangles. That is the height of the prism. You have to kind of think of the prism sitting on the triangle instead of on one of the rectangles. So that is 12. Your job is to solve that. My suggestion, try to solve this in one step and then multiply by 12. And put that answer right there. 8, I don't need to talk about 8. 9, I'm going to read it. I'm not going to solve it for you. You're going to solve it. It says, Kristen got a summer job that paid $13 hourly. She works 30 hours a week. If 15% is taken out of the taxes, for taxes and deductions, what will her net pay be? So remember, net pay, net income, remember that means after taxes, okay? So here's what I want you to think about. How would we figure out how much she makes? Don't even think about the taxes right now. If she gets $13 an hour and she works 30 hours, what would we do? Okay, hopefully you know we would multiply, correct? So you're going to multiply that to figure out how much she makes in a week. And then, I know I'm a broken record here, change the percent to a decimal and multiply. And that's going to tell me the taxes and deductions. So once I know that number, I subtract it because that's the piece the government gets and we get everything that's left, okay? So you do that one by yourself. Okay. Number 10, if the spinner shown is spun 210 times, how many times would you predict that an odd number will be spun? Okay, so hopefully you remember that when we do a prediction problem, I can't speak today. When we do a prediction problem, we set up a proportion. Okay, so in the first section, we want to know, like, what are we dealing with? Well, the question is asking about the odd numbers, right? So let's focus only on the spinner, and we want odd, okay? So remember, odd and even are opposite, okay? Even, 2, 4, 6, odd, 1, 3, 5, 7. So we pick out all of our odd numbers. How many are odd? Out of, look at the spinner, what's my total? 7. Okay, so right here, this is our spinner. This is basically telling us that if I spin 7 times, 4 of the times would be odd, theoretically, in theory, okay? Now the other number I know is 210, and I know you know where that goes, right? So go and put an X and solve, and put your 210 and solve. And the last one. The Walker family was having a cookout. They bought 6.5 pounds of steak, 3 1/4 pounds of chicken, and 4 5/6 pounds of pork. How much meat was purchased for the cookout? Okay, so steak, chicken, and pork. All of those are types of meat. Okay. So hopefully you know when we want to figure out how much was purchased, we're just adding, right? So we need to add 6 1/2 plus 3 1/4 plus 4 5/6. Okay. So do you remember what we do when we're adding fractions? I hope we remember. What do we do? Do we make it improper? And the answer is no, we don't make it improper, guys. We get an LCD, least common denominator. So if you know what the denominator is without having to show your work, that's perfect. Just go on and put it down here. If you don't know, remember, we write out our multiples. Now, where am I getting these numbers? I'm getting them from right here, 2, 4, and 6. Okay. So 2, and I usually go out 5 numbers or until I find that they all match. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. In case you don't know, can you tell I'm counting by 4s here? 6, nope, 12, up there, it'll be right there, right? I have to take it a little bit further, okay? So 12 is our match, okay? So what I'm going to do is, instead of erasing my work, I'm just going to shift this over a little bit, okay? We know the denominator is 12. That's our least common denominator. Now I'm going to start this, and you're going to finish it up, okay? Let's go and put in our whole numbers also. So remember, the 2 changed, right, to a 12. If I change the denominator, I change the numerator. So 2 times what is 12? 2 times 6, right? 4 times what is 12? So I get a 3 on top. Now your job is to multiply what we get for this one. Now your job is to make sure it's not left improper and that you simplify all the way. Okay? So that is your job. Finish this one up.